The anime starts in an office where the main character is on his computer. His colleagues ask him to go for a drink, but he stays back by himself because he has a lot of work. He falls asleep and the scene cuts to him walking outside. He goes on the crosswalk when the lights are still green and he gets hit by a truck and dies. He is reincarnated as Shin Wolford and he is hunting animals. He goes back home and shows his grandfather Merlin the animals that he hunted. When Merlin's friend, Malita, comes to visit, she comments on how dangerous it is for Shin to be hunting. 2 years later, Shin and Merlin walk in a forest. Merlin shows him how to do search magic to search the area for any danger, and Shin immediately does it on his first try. He senses a demon and they run to kill it. Shin dashes towards the demon and slices it down. Later, Merlin commends him and asks him what enchant he put on his equipment, but Shin doesn't answer. Back at the log house, Merlin, Malita, and Shin's combat trainer, Michelle Collins, discuss Shin's ability to kill the demon. The next morning, Merlin goes to talk to Shin during his combat training. He reveals to Shin that he is not his biological grandson, and Shin pretends that he doesn't know. He tells him that he found him in the forest near a demon. 5 years later, Shin celebrates his 15th birthday. Shin says that he has never gone shopping before and doesn't know how to use money. Everyone at the table is shocked. Shin teleports everyone to his training ground and they are all impressed by how amazing the spell is. Merlin asks Shin to show everyone an attack spell. He creates blue flames and nuclear bombs the place. Bro is trying to send everyone back to the Ice Age. He turns back and all of them are flabbergasted. Back at the log house, everyone talks about how Shin's power could be bad for him. Deuxième, the king of Earlshide, suggests enrolling him into the Magic Academy to allow him to see how strong he actually is. Shin says it sounds like a good idea and Deuxième says he will reserve a spot for him. He learns that Merlin and Malita used to be husband and wife. Half a month later, Merlin, Malita, and Shin are in a carriage to the royal capital. Merlin and Malita don't seem too happy about it. Shin excitedly asks about the house and their life in the capital. Soon they reach the capital. The guard asks for identification and realizes they are the heroes who saved the world from demons a long time ago. Everyone hears about the news and rushes towards their carriage. They reach the house and the door opens. The butler and maids greet them. Shin goes to explore the capital and while walking he sees a group of men ganging up on 2 girls. Shin walks towards them and calls them pieces of shits. They try to fight Shin and he defeats all of them easily. The girls ask him if he is okay and thanks him, but all he can do is stare at the girls' breasts. A fellow cultured man, I see. At a cafe, the girl he saved introduces herself as Maria and the blue-haired girl introduces herself as Sicilian. Shin asks Maria if she is a student at the Magic Academy and she tells him both of them are taking the entrance exam soon. Maria talks about Malita and Merlin going to the capital, but Shin awkwardly changes the topic. When Shin goes to pay the bill, Maria teases Sicilian, saying she will kiss Shin. On the day of the entrance exam, Shin checks where he needs to go for his exam. A blonde-haired boy called Kurt tries to push him aside, but Shin breaks his arm. Kurt flexes his nobility and Shin gives 0 fucks. August, the prince of the kingdom, walks to them and tells Kurt that flexing status is not allowed in the academy. They have a brief conversation and Maria and Sicilian wonder why Shin is acting so casual with August. In the practical exam, Shin sees the other examinees doing weird incantations and shooting puny spells. He realizes how out of touch he is with the world. When it is his turn, the rest are surprised when he doesn't do incantations. He almost destroys the whole room, by the way. Shin receives his uniform and textbooks. He is told to write a speech since he has the highest score on the exam. He sees August. The 2 students next to August are Thor and Julius. Later, Kurt is mad that he is in a class instead of S. The scene cuts to Shin checking the standard enchantments on the uniform. He changes it to make it better and shows Malita. On the day of the entrance ceremony, Malita tells Shin not to tell anyone about the uniform. At the school, the top scorers go onto the stage and Shin gives a speech. Kurt is still salty. In the classroom, Maria and Sicilian tell Shin that Kurt is trying to court Maria and is threatening her using his status. Just then, Kurt comes and touches Sicilian. Shin tells her he will protect her no matter what. August hears this and demands Kurt to walk away. He makes fun of Shin for being cringe. He invites them to his house afterwards. Shin asks Malita for permission to enchant Sicilian's uniform, but Malita makes a big deal out of it, saying that his enchantments are national treasure level. Sicilian cries and Malita allows her to have the enchantments. Later, Shin changes the enchantments and everyone is surprised. Deuxième tells him that the uniform can cause a war if people find out about it. Shin enchants everyone else's uniforms and insists on walking Sicilian back from school every day. He shows her his teleportation gate and the log house. I wish Sicilian would show me her teleportation gate, if you know what I mean. Shin, Sicilian, and Maria walk together to school. They meet August and a yellow-haired girl at school called Alice Corner. The teacher comes in to teach. Later, he gives the students a tour of the academy. He tells the students about the Attack Magic Study Group, the Quality of Life Study Group, and the Body Language Study Group. August suggests Shin to start his own study group. All of Shin's classmates glaze him, saying they will join his group. The scene cuts to a meeting room where Deuxième and two men have a meeting about the rapid increase in demon sightings. The possibility of man-made demons comes up and they launch an investigation into the matter. In Kurt's house, his dad receives a letter from the king about Kurt's behavior. Kurt comes out of his room and his dad grabs his collar and shouts at Kurt, "Monkey see, monkey do." Kurt turns evil, talking about Shin, and his dad punches him and tells his men to lock him up. In school, they receive news that Kurt will not be attending the school anymore. Since Kurt did not act like this last time, Thor brings up that he only started to act like how he does after visiting their middle school teacher, Mr. Strom's lab. Mr. Strom goes to Kurt's house and he asks Kurt's mom to bring him to Kurt. Strom goes into Kurt's room and sees Kurt on the floor tied up. Strom brainwashes him to kill Shin. At the school cafeteria, August realizes that Shin doesn't have to escort Sicilian anymore. Shin continues insisting that he will escort her, and Sicilian is very happy. He talks about demons and how he killed one when he was 10 years old. When walking, Shin senses an evil presence. He sees Kurt and Kurt shoots fire at them. Shin blocks it with his magic. Sadly, he burns his hand, but he is able to heal it. Kurt goes Super Saiyan and turns into a demon. Shin tells his classmates that they will only get in the way, so August brings everyone to safety. He tells Julius and Thor to go get help. Kurt attacks Shin and he shoots blue flames at him. He blocks another shot from Kurt and lightning strikes him. Kurt tries to self-destruct and blow up the whole academy, but Shin manages to slice him with his sword and kill him. His classmates come back after witnessing the fight. Shin wonders if there could have been any other way to save the academy besides killing Kurt. Soon, knights come and question August about the demon. They are surprised when they realize that Shin killed it. They chant his name and Shin contemplates his life choices. Thanks for watching. That's the end of the recap for episodes 1, 2, and 3 of Wise Man's Grandchild. I hope you enjoyed the video and be sure to subscribe and like the video for more anime recaps. Make sure to comment below what other anime recaps you want.